Hello, people of the internet world. I am here for a new series called The Curtis Show. Episode 1. It's going to be a brilliant show. Many guests like Casey and Trayvon, most likely Casey. Just, you know. So, we're going to have some interesting things that we're going to talk about during this, and it's going to be for every Saturday. Until we get bored of it. Or if it doesn't work well, then we'll just cancel it and be like, haha, bitch, you thought. Okay. Let's get Casey's opinion on having a live show like this.
Um, I like it.
Nobody can hear you, Casey. I can't, at least.
Um, I like the idea and concept.
Awesome. Right. Um, what's next? Life questions that everybody's always asked themselves. What's the point in sitting in a chair? And I feel like sitting in a chair is something that everybody's meant to do. You're meant to just sit in a chair and watch TV, sitting in a rocking chair, eating apple pie with a dog or a cat curled up at your feet. That's the ideal life. I made that up. That's not the ideal life. I don't want to do that. But let's get Casey's opinion on sitting in a chair. Or Casey's opinion on looking blankly at the screen like, what the fuck is going on? Casey,
Yeah,
you're part of the show. What is your thought about sitting in a chair?
yeah, I said I don't know.
Okay. Well, nobody can hear you because the connection between this doesn't work all the time. Next is the World Cup. Does anyone ever watch the World Cup? Many people in the world do. More people watch the World Cup than they watch the Super Bowl. Because the World Cup is around the world and the Super Bowl's in America. And nobody cares about any other country. That's right. So, I've watched a couple games of the World Cup. How about you, Casey? Have you watched any of the World Cup this year?
I actually haven't because I really don't watch TV that much, but I do stay updated on it, and since I have my new laptop, I can that.
Yeah, you just said a bunch of random stuff there. Again, I didn't hear you. The thing doesn't come through correctly.
Um, I stay updated. I don't really watch TV, but I stay updated on my laptop because my friend tells me if I don't check it.
So he just instantly stays up on it because he got a laptop yesterday. So all of a sudden he keeps up with the scores and everything. Nah, but it's been an eventful World Cup recently. A man got punched in the back for no apparent reason.
Get World Record.
That was good. He was just running. He's just like, nah, man. I think I got a red card. Soccer. America's not going to win the World Cup because America doesn't play enough soccer. What do you say, Casey?
I think Brazil will win.
Brazil? No, I don't think Brazil will win. Brazil's a good team and they're good at soccer, but the issue is that they're hosting the World Cup, and I think it's going to be too much pressure for the host. But you never know. I mean, they had the Olympics earlier this year, and Russia got the most medals, and Russia was at home because it was in Sochi, Russia. The thing is that if your country hosts the World Cup, you instantly get into the World Cup. So South Africa got to be in the World Cup in 2010, and they're not in it this year. Now, but the previous champions are eliminated. Spain, they lost. But you think Brazil will win?
Yeah.
I think Germany.
Why do you think
think-
that?
What do you say?
Why do you think that?
Because Germany is a really good country for soccer. I mean, they're one of the best countries, and they destroyed Portugal in the game. They're in the same group as America. I think that the two countries that will leave the group, though, will be America and Germany because they're first in the points, and then Ghana and Portugal will lose. And that's basically. Do you have anything else? Any question that you want to bring up?
Um. Uh,
What?
uh,
Right. I have an important question.
what?
For everybody out there watching, not just Casey or me, to answer. Oh, yeah, also my hat. That's for the World Cup of 2006. I should mention that. When it was in Germany, they made all the World Cup hats and got the German flag on it over here. On to the next question, though. Recently, the E3 events came out. The E3 event where all the video game companies went in there and, announced what video games they're going to be making over the rest of this year, next year. This year they don't unveil any new systems because the system just came out last year in 2012, so they don't have any new systems to announce. But they have released announcements of pretty interesting games. And as you know, on my channel and on Casey's channel, we do a lot of things with video games. So it's only appropriate to ask the question of what looks to be like some of the most interesting video games from the E3 events. Or any other video games that they have announced that are coming out, but they would have mentioned them at the E3 anyway. So basically, what is the most interesting video game that's recently been announced? Well, let's have Casey answer the question first.
The new videos announced.
What was it?
Pokemon
Pokemon?
or the
The what? Smash Bros?
no
Right. The games that I think are the most exciting and interesting games that they have recently announced would probably be the Pokemon games for sure. I don't know, Casey, you agree with me on that one. That those are some of the most interesting that have come out. The new Pokemon games of Sapphire and Ruby and Sapphire. I always say Sapphire and Ruby. But Ruby and Sapphire. Also, New Mario Party for the Wii U, Mario Party 10. That looks to be cool. The first Mario Party for the Wii U. And also, we see new Smash Bros. They had already announced, but they showed a lot more information about it. And they're going to do something similar to what they do for Skylanders and Disney Infinity, where you can buy your figures sort of like this, right? And then you put it on the gamepad, and they play it in the game, similar to that. That's a new sort of added-in feature that they have to it. It's cool, but it's also another way for them to get more money and take up more space in my YouTube studio because I'll have to buy all the figures. But it's all cool. They've announced a couple of them. They got Link, Mario, Pikachu, Gay Dinosaur. Oh man. They didn't actually announce Yoshi yet. I wouldn't buy it.
Announced the name.
Nah, but it should be pretty interesting. Some of the new games that they have announced. So speaking of gay dinosaurs, here's Casey. No, just joking. Speaking of Yoshi and why Yoshi is the gay dinosaur, here's Casey to explain.
Because we were in a video earlier. I was telling Curtis that no was way like no it isn't, and then I said yeah go check Google, and then he checked like Turtle is kind of gender
Yeah.
from a boy into is a boy.
It's ridiculous. I'm just like, get out of here. Right. So, with that, Casey talking about gay things, which he's very used to gay things because of himself. I just made that up. He's not actually gay. He keeps a list, or he did have a list of girls that he had dated before. I don't know why. He's a bit mental. Don't hate on him. We need to give him all of the support we can.
For anybody in the comments, I think dinosaur not offending anybody.
Before you think he's a freak, just admit that you think he's a freak. Who plays tonight? Japan and Greece. Ooh. That could be interesting. Who's playing now? Colombia and Ivory Coast. Whatever. But England and Uruguay are playing at 2:30. Gonna watch that World Cup. I've watched more soccer in the last 3 days than I've watched ever. Honestly. This is a remote. So Casey, do you have any questions that you'd like to ask? Casey? No. Okay. For all the viewers out there, if there are any, which right now we have 0, but eventually if you view the video, write in the comment what video game you think is most interesting that they announced at the E3, and what team do you think will win the World Cup? Those are our 2 things. Casey thinks Brazil. I think Germany. Do you think something else? Write that in the comment below. But overall, this has been a great video, and Casey, thanks for joining me for it.
You're welcome.
And for everybody out there, thanks for watching or looking at the thumbnail. of the video.